Last time on Starter Kit.
My name is Benedict Royston.
I'm back from the dead, Red.
Essie Dunade.
I am Romero, just simply Romero.
Should Red be captain?
Done! Captain Red! You've set sail in the Widow's Sea, waiting for treasure ships.
This is my first day as a pirate.
Welcome back to your Starter Kit. I'm John Wick. When we designed the system for 7th Sea, we wanted something that was fast-paced and action-oriented, and something that was easy enough to learn that it would only take a couple of minutes to explain. The 7th Sea system uses D10s, and just D10s, and when you roll them, you roll a lot of them. Awesome, so before we begin playing, I just want to give you guys a couple of really quick pieces of advice as players. I don't want you to ever ask, can I do something? I want you to ask, how do I do something? You are superheroes in this game. You are able to jump across the room, grab the chandelier, the whole kit and caboodle, and you can do it. You just have to know how to do it. So don't ask me if I can do something, ask me, how do I do this? Remember, you can do whatever you want. Except be villains. Don't be villains, because that's bad.
That's your job.
That's my job. The second thing is that when you are talking in character, talk to each other. Don't say, my character says so-and-so. No, go ahead and talk to each other in character. All right, so let's talk about where you're at. You're down in the Widow's Sea, and it's called the Widow's Sea because so many ships have sunk there, and it's kind of the connector to the Atabean way out there, so ships come in from the Widow's Sea. So it's where the majority of ships happen to sink. The ship is cutting through the waves. You can smell the sea salt in the air. You see men and women climbing up and down the ship like spiders crawling along webs as they move up and down with certainty and confidence. The shanty man is singing a song that is rhythmic, so everyone is doing their work in the same time. And up in the crow's nest is Long Tall Harry. And Long Tall Harry is from Avalon, and he has, well, let's just say that Harry's limbs might be made of rubber. Because you watch him climb up along the ship, and you have no idea how he bends his arms and his legs the way he does. And he's all the way at the top in the crow's nest, and he shouts down, "Sail! Sail! I'm spotting a..." And he stops, and he says, "Smoke! Spotting smoke I am. Southeast." He's shouting down to you, Captain. What do you want to do?
Great. I think that we're readied and we can investigate this.
Yeah, could be someone who needs help.
Yeah, we might have to help them for our Brotherhood rule stuff.
Or it could be something we could help ourselves to.
Sure, why not? Why not? We are pirates.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Helpful pirates,
Yeah,
but still pirates.
Sure, yeah.
So you order the pilot to change course. The pilot grabs the wheel and starts pulling it. The ship lists as it moves down south. And we do a screen wipe to a ship. You see a ship. The ship is on fire. And you can feel heat like a distant furnace, like walking into a room where an oven has been on all day long. You can feel that heat coming from the ship. The ship is on fire, but it's a strange fire. The fire is blood red.
Oh no.
And even though the ship is on fire, it's not burning.
What?
So the flames lick up the side of the ship, but you don't see the wood burning at all. So, Captain?
Uh-oh.
All the crew looks to you, and you hear parts of the crew saying, "Oh, that's sorcery. Oh, that's a cursed ship. We don't want no part of a cursed ship."
Maybe stop playing music for
I
a little
thought
bit.
it was helping everyone relax.
Just maybe we should quiet down
It was a little
bit.
scary.
Let's just continue through.
Can I make a suggestion? Shouldn't we telescope?
Like check it out,
Yeah,
like
can
see if we can
spot-
see if anything's
see if there's
running around like skeletons
people,
walking on deck.
So you peer through the spyglass, and you don't see anyone on the decks. There's no one in the rigging. The cannon doors are open, and the cannons are out.
Oh no.
The details of the ship that you see is that it looks like it's an Avalon ship. It's flying an Avalon flag. The sides of the ship are cut low. Avalons like to cut the side of the ship really low, so it's harder to hit and it moves a little faster.
No signs of life on the ship though through the spyglass.
None.
Can we Yeah, hey, everybody, what's going on over there?
So you get one of the cones and you shout out.
Right.
Is that where the smoke is coming from?
It is coming from that, yeah.
I'm curious. You're from Avalon, right? Are there any like lore, legends that?
With that in mind, we're going to make a risk. We're all going to roll dice. What we're going to do is we're going to make a wits risk. So what I want you to do is take out your dice and get a number of dice equal to your wits. And then I want each of you to tell me why a skill you have is also appropriate. So something like notice, or it could be something like scholarship, or it could be something like sailing, anything like that.
I have 3 points of scholarship.
So get 3 more dice.
I have a 1 point of notice that I think I could use.
1 point of notice will work.
I have 2 of scholarship.
That'll also work. And Captain?
I have 2 of convince in case I need to use that. So
Convince?
is that not appropriate?
I don't think convince would be appropriate.
Because there's no
unless
other person on the ship to
really
use that tactfully. Well, I can also use scholarship. I have
Yeah,
one
you can use
dice.
scholarship.
Okay.
All right, now that everybody has their dice, go ahead and roll them. So now that you've rolled, what you're going to do is make sets of 10. For example, I have a 4 and a 6, so I am going to make that into a 10. That's one set. I also rolled a 10, so the zeros are 10s, so that one die is a raise.
Yes.
Now, if I had rolled, let's say, a 6, a 1, and a 3, those 3 dice would also be a 10. And every set of 10 you make is called a raise. Every raise that you make, you get to do one of 2 things. You can either ask me a question, and I will answer it as fully as I can. No monkey's paw nonsense. It'll be an honest, full answer. The second thing you can do is you can tell me what you find. So a raise gives you the power to be the GM and change the story. So why don't you set your dice into raises? And remember, if your dice count more than 10, that's fine. If you can make a set of 11 or 12, just stop once you hit 10.
And so it may not be even, right? So I may have like a loner.
So if you have a die that doesn't fit your sets, set it aside. Does anybody have 5 or more raises? How about 4? How about 3?
I've got 3.
I have 3.
Okay, the person with the most raises goes first, and that's always true. So if you spend a raise, you're now at 2, and she's at 3, so she gets to go next. You spend like that, okay? Now, when the players are tied, the players decide which way you goes first. You're both heroes, so that doesn't matter. So which of you wants to go first?
I go first?
Yeah, go first.
All right, so what is the first thing that is true about this ship? You can either ask me a question, or you can tell me something true about the ship.
Is what's happening on the ship evil business?
It is evil business. Ooh. As a matter of fact, you know that there is a pirate who is a freebooter. She is not a member of the Brotherhood of the Coast. She's not a privateer. Her name is Reese. And she has a magic cannon that shoots liquid fire.
Well, damn. Okay.
So that's one raise.
Seems like that.
You're next.
There's so many things. Is the captain of that ship, is it possible to reason and speak with that captain?
That captain takes no prisoners.
Okay.
None.
Okay.
So, you have 2 raises?
I have 2.
And you have?
I have 1.
You have 1?
Okay.
All right, so let's kind of make sure everybody gets something in. So why don't you go next?
Does that appear to be Reese's ship, or is that a victim of Reese?
It is a victim of Reese's ship, absolutely.
Okay.
Does the smoke have a separate origin than the rest of the elements?
As a matter of fact, it looks like the smoke is coming from within the ship. And being a sound captain, you know that it looks like it's coming from the powder deck, where they keep all the gunpowder. So, the ship may explode anytime
See you later.
soon. Who has a raise left? You have
I have 1 left.
1 left?
I have 2.
I have 2 as well.
Okay, so
Go for it. I'm still thinking.
Is Reese on the ship?
you're looking. You don't see anybody on the ship. You see piles of clothes with ash in them.
This is all terrible. I at least have one more question, which is, do we know, is Reese still in the area, or how does that work? Since it's not specifically about the ship.
Looking at the ship, it seems that this was a recent attack, so she's probably in the area somewhere. Got any more raises left?
Yeah, I've got a raise left.
And you have one raise
got
left?
one left,
Okay.
yeah.
I have one left,
So,
too.
Do you want to use a raise?
You go first.
Okay.
That's fine.
I need some more info on Reese. Like, what's Reese's story?
you know a whole bunch of rumors. It's rumored that she sold her soul to the devil Jonah, who is this scary underwater boogeyman that all sailors know about, and no one mentions his name on the ship. And so she lives forever. And she's been alive at least 1,000 years.
Wow.
You also know that she bleeds black blood.
Ugh.
Yes.
But somebody's gotten close enough to make her bleed, so that's cool.
Yeah, that's a good point. Good
Plus.
point.
She bleeds.
Do we
can
know
kill
what she
her.
wants?
Well, apparently she uses the ship to take out the crew, and then she either captures the ship or takes what she wants on it. You have one raise left.
I would like to use my raise to determine more accurately when this attack took place.
It took place 2 days ago.
Okay.
Okay. I would like to learn more about, like, because I'm from that general area.
Yeah.
Do I know more about the ship? Is there anything?
Oh, the ship itself. It's one of Queen Elaine's sea dogs. It's one of her privateers. It was a significant ship. It was very famous, and
Not happy about this.
not happy about that. No.
I mean, for many reasons.
Oh yeah.
Is there any way to stop this evil, and will it eventually come for us? And what do we do if it does? You know,
It'll never come for you.
it'll never come for us.
No.
Oh, great!
I feel like he's being
I
sarcastic.
feel like I don't know if that's. Yeah, I think that.
Definitely being
Cool.
sarcastic. So maybe we need to figure out way more about this Reese, and maybe there's
Like
someone
what we could do to stop her.
Yeah,
Maybe
we need to
take
find
it
out
back.
who caused her to even bleed. Can we find that person? You know, like, can we? Is that someone we can talk to?
So Harry, long tall Harry, he swings down from the rigging, and he stops and he goes, "Captain, there might be treasure on the other ship. You know, I could swing over."
I have no interest in treasure, so I'm not into that idea. Plus, she probably took it all.
And I'm worried about long, tall Harry's rubbery arms. Could he slip the treasure out of his arms on his way back?
How
Pointless.
flammable are his rubbery arms?
I mean, it's your choice, but I think
Yeah.
it's too dangerous.
Oh, too dangerous isn't in a pirate's vocabulary, Captain.
This is a very risk-averse team, apparently. And I'm okay with that.
I mean, but I trust long, tall Harry. I think maybe he knows there's treasure there. I don't know.
Great, I'm gone. And he leaps across the other side.
Shantyman.
Oh,
Who gave Shantyman the authority to send
Long tall
reprimand?
Harry listens to the shanty man.
I think
Okay.
he's going to be due for a reprimand if he comes back alive.
So now is a really good time to introduce you to hero points. So everybody gets 3 hero points. We're going to be using these coins to represent hero points. Go ahead and take 3 and hand them down. So now that you have your hero points, I'm going to explain how your hero points work. You can spend a hero point after you roll to roll a bonus die. So that means that you roll 4 dice, you look at the results, you spend a hero point, you can add another die to the roll, you just roll it. But you can also spend a hero point and explain how your character is helping another character. It doesn't cost you a raise, it doesn't cost you anything like that. You explain how your character is helping another character, and that player gets 3 bonus dice.
Ooh,
So you can use your hero point to help yourself for 1 die, or you can spend it and explain how you're helping someone else, and he gets or she gets 3 dice.
Do our skills affect that at all? Do our
No,
skills?
it's just straight up hero points.
Okay.
So if you got 3 points from finesse and 3 points from weaponry, and you're fighting Captain Reese, not that that's going to happen, but if you're fighting Captain Reese and somebody says, I grab the sail and throw it over, and I spend a hero point, you get 3 bonus dice because I'm helping you in some way.
Okay, so it's more like getting a pal out of a jam
Yes.
situation. Got it.
Now, remember when we were making characters, you had some advantages that cost hero points.
Oh,
and you
yes.
spend a hero point and you activate your power. And also, remember that your virtue and your hubris, if you use your virtue, it costs you a hero point. And if you act on your hubris, I will give you a hero point.
Oh, okay, yes.
So that's how hero points work. You might also get hero points for doing big, daring things. And I should also let you know that I get 1, 2, 3, 4. I get 4 danger points. And danger points...
There was going to be a price. I knew it.
And danger points I can use on villains and things. So, it seems like there's a possibility that you might be jumping across the other ship to either help Harry or get him back.
Goodbye, Harry.
Oh!
No, I wouldn't.
No, he's a staple of the ship.
Yeah.
He's a bit important part.
He's really important.
So you guys, Harry has jumped across. What do you want to do?
Well, you sent him over, so I'm looking to you.
Well, I didn't really send him over. He just took it upon himself after I said, like, maybe he was sure of himself of seeing treasure.
No, I think we kind of have to go help him now.
Are you jumping across to help Harry?
I'm jumping across.
Wow.
Nice.
You get a hero point.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I didn't know that was going to happen.
Wow.
So you leap across the ship. You feel the heat like a blast furnace against your skin. You can feel the hair on your face sizzle as you run across. Harry ran straight down the hall towards
where
the
the
smoke
smoke?
because he's
Of course
Harry.
he did.
And as the smoke comes out, it doesn't smell like smoke. It smells like sulfur and awfulness. And you see Harry coming out of the powder room holding something like this.
Harry, what do you have there?
I don't know, but it looked important.
Come on, let's get off of here.
You run out of the deck. The other sailors swing ropes over to you. You grab the ropes and you swing back across. And Harry has something in a tarp, and it's really hard to. It's
Hope
like
it's not smoking.
it's not smoking.
Okay, good.
He's holding something in a tarp, and as he reveals it,
Oh no.
I just have a
I hope it's not
terrible
alive.
feeling about this.
it's not spiders.
Oh, good. It better not be.
I feel like the hashtag of this game is gonna be God damn it, Harry.
Whoa.
What?
Wow.
Okay, that actually looks cool.
There we go.
Whoa, what the heck is that?
It looked important.
Good job.
Yeah, it
There
does.
seemed to be a secret hatch that had popped open once the cannons were melting and things.
Before we kind of like investigate this thing, can I suggest that we get far away from the ship that's on fire?
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
fair. Can we get out?
I
Or
don't
how
know.
do we get out?
Well, you make a command to set sail and get the hell away from the ship.
Yes. Let's do that. You?
Looks like you're the first mate.
Okay, set sail.
Aye, sir, set sail! The sails billow out, and we get moving away. And just as you are outside of reach, the ship detonates and explodes and sends
wow.
splinters and fire and
Dodge.
everything all around.
I think that was a good decision. I think we would have.
We would have died.
Thank you. Yeah.
Good order, Captain.
I appreciate it. Good work, Captain.
So, cut to the captain's cabin and this.
Okay.
Now, as an educated person from well, both of you are, she's an
Yes.
explorer and you're the scholar. This is a Cernith artifact. There is evidence that there was a culture that was here before us, and they left behind ruins and items and things. Reese's cannon that fires that liquid, whatever it is a Cernith artifact. And this looks like something she may have been looking for.
Oh, interesting. So could this potentially harness a power or an element that could protect us from her, or perhaps we could use against her?
I love the
That
idea of
would
both of
be
those
good,
ideas.
Or she's really pissed that
I'll
she
show you
couldn't
now.
find it, and now it's
we're a
in.
target.
Revealed in the prime material plane.
I feel like she's powerful enough she could have something to locate.
Oh no,
Where
maybe
it
that's
went.
why they attacked that ship in the first place, was
That's-
for this.
I feel like a good theory.
Okay, so I've got an idea. Let's sell it.
Well, the Explorers Society would be happy to buy it.
They would, and I think it's certainly an interesting artifact.
If we could harness it somehow as a protection or a weapon against Reese, or any other foe for that matter, then maybe we wouldn't have to worry about whoever wants it trying to come and get it.
But will it destroy it to try to use it? Because it's such an interesting specimen. I don't want to just blow it up.
Captain! Harry calls from the top.
What's happening?
So
What
you,
scene?
So you come out of the captain's cabin and the bright light of day, and Harry is up top and he's pointing. He's saying, Captain!
All right, so I go to investigate.
You peer over the side of the ship and there's a dinghy.
Oh, okay.
It looks like there's a tarp thrown over it.
Oh, so there are no visible people.
Can Harry go down there and figure it out?
I mean, he's
Harry. So
Hey, we could just sail up next to it and bring it aboard. It's probably cursed, says the
Who
crew.
says that?
Yeah, everyone.
Well, and I'm superstitious, so maybe I'm a little. Can we get a stick and kind of
Just
poke
like-
the tarp
Sure.
out?
You can bring a long hook and come up
Hold the tarp.
alongside the
Yes.
ship,
That's
the
a good-
little
that's
dinghy, and it's covered by a tarp. And you pull down, you reach down, you grab the hook that's on the tarp, and you throw it off, and it's a woman.
Oh.
She looks about 17, maybe. She's wearing a black dress that has diamonds sewn into it.
Uh-oh, this is royalty.
She looks, she has olive skin, so she looks like she might be from Vodace. And taking one look at her, doctor, you can tell that she's dehydrated, she's famished, she's probably been out here for a couple of days.
And she's a ways from Vodace, too.
Maybe 2 days.
Let's get her on board.
Yes, let's help her out.
For certain, let's get her on board. Yeah.
So the crew puts up the winch. They drop the hooks. They hook the ship. You hear the crack, 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 crack of as it brings it up, and the sailors are like, well, "I'm not going to touch her. No, I'm not going to touch her. She's probably cursed. It's all cursed."
I go to her and help her to what is it called? Like the surgeon's room.
The doctor's.
Yes, like that area where I help people.
So you go and she's very light. She's maybe like 90 pounds. She's this tiny, frail little thing, and her lips are completely parched. She's sunburned. She looks like she has sunstroke. And as you're carrying her back, you notice that the dress is the diamonds are not fake. They are real diamonds. This dress could buy another ship.
Wow.
That's going to be a problem to think about later. when she's better.
Yeah.
And as you're bringing her onto you're lifting her up off, and you're putting her down, and you set her down on the ship. She suddenly sits up and screams out loud, like the death scream. Her eyes are wide open, and she's looking around, and you notice that there's a gash on the back of her head and blood crusted into her hair.
Oh, is she responsive? Like, can she understand? Can you understand me? Like, is she out of it?
Okay.
Oh, she speaks a different language.
Do I speak another language?
That's a good question. In 7th C, you speak a number of languages equal to your wits. So if you have a 2 wits, you speak 2 languages. If you have a 3 wits, unlike that. Typically, you will speak your native tongue and something called Old Thean, which is kind of like Latin. So everybody can speak Old Thean, which means you can all talk to each other regardless of which country you're from, and you can speak your native language. She is speaking Vodace.
Is the Vodace dialect similar to Castile dialect?
It's similar, but it's like the similarity between Italian and Spanish.
Well, I've got 3 wits.
You're a scholar. Do you want to use one of your wits points to speak Vodace?
Yeah, sure.
Excellent. So Essie says, do you understand me? She says, "K."
Does anybody here speak
Yeah, I mean,
language?
I can understand. She said what?
So she doesn't understand.
Right, but I can translate. So what would you like to ask her?
She says, "Where am I?"
Oh, she says, "Where am I?"
So we're going to use the Wookiee rule, which means as long as he can speak to her, everybody can speak to her. It's as long as Han Solo is in the room, everybody can speak to Chewbacca. So you don't need to translate her.
That saves some time.
It does save some time.
Great, okay.
So if you guys want to find out things about the girl, this is going to be another wits risk, where you guys are going to take your wits, or you can use panache if you want to try to coax her into talking. So you can either use wits or panache to whichever way you want to approach this little part of asking her questions and getting answers from her. Because right now, she's a little terrified.
Fair.
So what would you like to use? Would you like to use wits or panache?
I will use panache.
Okay, and
I'd like to use wits.
okay.
Wits for me.
Wits as well.
So once you have the dice according to your traits, which skill would you like to use to get her to talk?
For me, I'd like to use notice.
Like to use notice?
Yeah.
So you're actually not talking to her, you're looking at the
I'm
dress.
going to watch
and
her.
you watch her
watch her reaction
reactions.
to other people talking
Okay.
to her.
So remember that, because that's how you're going to use your raises.
Okay.
This is your approach for the scene. It's your strategy for the scene.
So would empathy be helpful, just to kind of connect to her emotionally and kind
definitely
of
would.
understand her motives? Okay,
Absolutely
so I'm
would.
going to use empathy.
I'm going to do convince.
Convince?
I want to be convincing.
Okay.
Would scholarship help in this sense?
It would, because there are things to know about the women of Vodace.
Okay, all right, I'm gonna go with scholarship.
So remember your skill choice, because that should direct the kind of questions you ask and the kinds of things you want to tell me. And so this is an element of the game that's really important. It's called approach, which is if you're going to be doing a long, extended scene, you're going to roll dice and you're going to make raises like you do as normal, and then you're going to spend your raises based on the skill you used. Okay, so one raise will be one question or one thing you tell me. However, if you want to go outside your approach, for example, you're using notice, right? If you want to actually say, well, you know what, I'd really like to ask her this question, that's outside your approach. And so in order to use that, you have to use 2 raises.
Oh, okay.
Okay? So as long as you're talking within your skill, 1 for 1. But as soon as you go outside, it becomes 2 for 1.
So in that, you're in charge of that. You're gonna.
I think we are kind of in charge of that.
Okay. Okay.
All right, so let's roll dice.
Okay.
And remember, make sets of 10. And does anybody want to spend a hero point?
I would like to spend a hero point.
Okay,
'cause I'm
spend-
not happy
You have
with
an
my
extra.
dice.
Yeah, you do have an extra, so spend
do.
1, and you get to roll an extra die.
Okay,
That's better.
good result.
I think I'll do the same because I'm running short here on math.
Okay,
That's a special one.
that is a special one.
Nice. All right.
So, how many raises did everybody get? 2?
3.
I've got 3.
2.
Okay, so the 3s are going to go first again. So which of you wants to go first?
I think I went first last time, so I'll let you go first.
Okay. Let's see. What are you doing out in the middle of the ocean?
I don't know. I don't remember anything. I was at the party and I was talking to my brother and I don't. And she stops and she looks up at you. Where's my family?
Is she lying?
No. All she remembers is that she was at the party and then she was here. And she's being very sincere about her family. She's terrified. Where is my family? You have 2 raises left?
Yes.
You have 2 raises left? You have 2 raises left? Why don't you go next?
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit more about why you're so scared?
I don't know where I am.
We're on the Black Razor, and we're near Montaigne in the Widow's Sea.
What's Montaigne?
Uh-oh. So she doesn't quite know what Montaigne is.
Do you have any memory of your last few days? Do you know where you've been?
I was at the party before my wedding.
Where?
At home?
Were you kidnapped? Were you taken?
I don't know.
Where's home?
Mondavi? And if you look at the map, there's a city called
Right there
Mondavi.
in Vidacia.
As a matter of fact, there's a noble family called Mondavi.
She was probably captured by that pirate ship.
Are you pirates?
Some of us are pirates, but you're not in danger. We're going to help you out.
We follow a code, a strict code. We're good pirates.
Everybody sees this. She focuses in on him, and you feel like a cold snap. The small hairs on the back of your neck raise up, and your fingers like involuntarily clench as she looks at him. All right.
Yeah, we're friendly. I promise.
So, who has the next raise?
Okay.
Yeah, 2? Go.
Yeah. Okay, so yes, do I notice anything otherworldly or spiritual or magical about her?
It's definitely, as she's looking back and forth, you can feel her gaze. You can feel it on your skin as she looks at you, and then she moves over here, and you can feel it move off of you.
Let's speak in our language again, really quick. Is it possible that, because she seems young, is it possible that she could be some sort of sorceress or maybe?
Why won't you talk to me?
Okay, here let me speak to you. So I have 2 more points
You
here.
can sense that her demeanor has, she was terrified, and now it's changed a little bit. It's moved from terrified to untrustworthy or untrusting.
What can we do to assure you we're friendly and we're here to help you?
Where's my family?
Well, actually, we're not sure. I think what happened was we found a ship that had been attacked, and potentially your family might have been on board, but we don't know yet.
We want to be really clear that we didn't harm your family. We had nothing
We
to
just
do with
found
that.
you.
You were in
In
a
a boat.
dinghy by yourself,
What's a dinghy?
a small escape raft.
And the ship I was on, there was nobody alive?
Well, do you remember what type of ship you were on?
I don't remember being on a ship.
That may or may not have been her ship.
So, how many raises we got left?
Well, I've got 1.
I have 2. And I have a question for
Okay.
you as the GM. How far? So was from Mondavi, and we're over
You guys
yonder.
are all the way down there. We had a ship coin
Should we
there.
use a marker? Yeah, I've
Yeah.
got this
No,
point
yes.
right here.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because that's a ship.
Put that there.
Is this
Okay.
where we are, pretty much?
That's where you are.
Okay, and this
Okay.
is
Where
Mondavi
she's
there.
So how far? Like how many days of a journey? It looks like more than a couple days.
It is more than a couple days. Yeah, it's a while.
So I don't think somebody could survive that journey being passed out the whole time.
And she wasn't on that dinghy that whole time.
Is there a way to find out where the dinghy came from?
Yeah, you want to look at the dinghy?
Let's look at
Yeah.
the dinghy.
Who's got notice?
I do.
That would be within your approach. So you want to look at the dinghy?
Absolutely.
It is from that ship. It is from
It's
the Avalon ship.
The Avalon
Okay.
ship. Okay.
All right. Well, then we have to be honest with her. We found the ship basically in ruins. Everyone seemingly has died. We don't know if maybe your parents were on board or not. But what we can do now, get you some water, get you comfortable, and maybe we can start
try
to
to get
set a
you
course
home.
to your home.
Who killed my family?
And we know who attacked the ship, who might have had hands in it.
Who?
Pirate Reese.
Reese. All right. It's like she's tasting the name when she says it. So, Ray's is left.
Okay, I've got one.
Yeah, I have one.
And you guys can kibitz too. You guys are free to like give each other suggestions and things. And I have been known to buy raises so I can use them.
For danger
I'm like,
points?
ooh.
No, for hero
Oh,
points.
here, okay.
Oh. Okay, so do you know the name Reese? Is that familiar to you?
No.
Well, what we know is that Reese is a very dangerous pirate that uses supernatural abilities. And we just encountered a pretty interesting situation with the boat that you were on.
The man that's a witch?
It's a woman, actually. A woman.
She's a witch?
She's a witch, apparently.
We don't know. There are a lot
A
of
witch
legends
pirate?
about her.
We've heard she's been alive for 1,000 years.
Well, it is a bit of a stretch.
It is,
It's
yeah.
fair.
I mean, these are all stories, of course.
Last raise?
Mine are all gone.
All gone?
I've got a raise still.
I
Okay.
have one.
You have one too?
I'll buy it from you for a hero point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Try it. Let's
That's
try it
good,
for
that's
the
good.
experimentation.
All right.
But
As you are questioning her, it comes up to you that you haven't actually asked her if she is a witch.
Oh, well, we didn't want to get too personal. No, I'm kidding. I think it's because we're all scared.
yes.
We're being cautious.
I think we should.
Right.
Especially
We
since
don't
we all
want to
felt
label
something
people.
Strange. Yes, like we have reason to be like.
I mean, and I
what's
think we
up?
can
So-
assume that she.
Well, hold on. This is
Okay.
her raise. So,
Oh.
why don't you go ahead and ask her?
Might you be a witch?
Yes.
All right.
So we've
That
got a
settles
witch.
that.
That cleared that up.
Okay.
And she says it just like that, so matter of factly.
Just like no big
it's-
deal.
No big deal.
Okay, so
Well then.
all right. Well, I've got one more question here. So, what would you like us to do? Would you like us to get you home?
Yes.
I think we've got our answer here. We will keep you under our protection. We'll keep you safe and fed, and we'll dress your wounds, and we'll get you home. You
I
guys
have
want to do
wounds.
You do have a little of a gash on the back of your.
that? Oh no. Okay.
A witch who doesn't like who faints at the sight of blood.
Let's tend to her wounds and give her water, and we'll figure. When she's
When
back
she
up
wakes-
again,
yeah,
we'll talk to her some more.
So, as you take her downstairs, you notice that there is a small envelope stuffed into the sleeve of her dress.
After I get her downstairs, I will tell the captain about it. Is it sealed?
It's sealed with wax.
Should we? Like, do we know anything about the sigil? Like,
Could I ask something though? When she glared at us, or not glared, but when she looked at us intently when we were talking, not in Bodace, would my notice skill pick up anything unusual about that?
She's a woman from Vadace. And remember, the witches from Vadace, they can look at you and kill you.
Okay, so
Cool.
then we cover her eyes first and
Take her back to
foremost,
Mondavi.
and maybe we tie her up. Maybe we keep her
I
in
feel
a.
like if she is a witch, maybe we shouldn't tie her up so we don't make her mad.
Well, I mean, maybe we keep. How about we keep her in an area where she'll
Just
be
in the
safe?
store. Yeah, in the,
Safe.
But
really-
set like somebody to watch Harry.
Exactly. Yeah.
She's currently passed out. Let's look at this note. I'm okay violating any kind of like privacy law.
Yeah. Don't
We
put
need
her
to
in
look-
privacy
yeah, we need
laws.
to take a look.
So, as you're about to open the envelope, we're gonna break, and when we come back, we're gonna find out what's in the envelope. We're gonna find out what this is, and maybe we'll find out what's going on with the girl too.
My goodness.
So much to learn.
Epic stuff going on here, guys.
Join us next time on Starter Kit.
Next time on Starter Kit.
Looks like a Vodace ship.
I got a bad feeling about this.
You have something that belongs to us.
I think we need to do this our way.
Yeah, Captain!
Are you done talking yet? Fire!
If you wish to surrender, we accept.